Money is Nigeria's biggest and most preferred agent banking network. Thanks to First Money, millions of people are living their dreams. Meet some First Money agents who are driving this.
First Money is the best POS that we use in my area. I started with one container beside me. This is my main branch. I have up to 7 branches.
With First Money, I'll be able to employ 6 staffs, which 5 are female. So I see First Money as a business to employ and also to empower ladies.
Through First Money, over 1 million people across Nigeria have their financial services needs met daily. In all the accessible local government areas, you are bound to find First Money agents. With First Money, we're bringing financial inclusion and the many benefits that come with it. You first, First Bank.
Welcome back. I'm now being joined by Malam Garba Kurfi. He's an erudite stockbroker and the managing director of APT Securities and Funds Limited. Malam, good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay, we've got a lot to do, like on this platform this evening, but that will not stop us from touching on a few areas that we need to touch. First, looking at some of the information that came into the market in the course of last week, Dangote Cement now have SEC approval for a share buyback, just for the benefit of those who might not necessarily know what this is all about. Malam, what is share buyback? How does it work?
Okay, share buyback is a situation where the company has a lot of cash flow, then decided to reduce the existing shareholding. Because anytime the company buy back the shares, they are going to cancel it. What it means technically, by reducing the number of issued share capital so that you have more earning per share and more value.
Okay, Malam, let's talk about that. That, I think, is informative enough because we really don't have a lot of time. Is it not the money that they ought to pay shareholders dividend that they are using to buy back the share and the shares and then cancelling this? Is that not a waste?
Well, to some extent, yes, but don't forget this is a company that billions of reserve, over 800 billion as their reserve. So they have enough. And buying back the shares, they are, in the Nigerian context, they are the first. But if you look at it, those who know the capital market, that's what Warren Buffett did. Most of the time, his shares keep on buying, rising the value because he keep on buying back and cancelling it.
Okay, in other words, what investors seem to be getting, seems to be losing, what investors seem to be losing via the instrumentality of share buyback, they will most likely get back in capital appreciation of the equity price, right?
That very correct, because last year it was trading around 117. Since the buyback, it's never traded below 200 naira.
So
you can see
after this buyback,
so after this buyback, we don't see it trading below 250, 260.
You got a lot of information there, Malam. Let's look at another. The Senate, Nigerian Senate, they have now approved $6.1 billion foreign loan for the federal government. What does this portend for the economy?
Well, honestly speaking, when you listen to the Minister of Finance, who said that 95% of our generated income from January to May were used to service debt, you know that definitely when a serious matters. In the serious, in the sense that what we earn is only enough to service the debt. So what of the running affairs of the government and the other capital projects that we want to do? We have no choice than to borrow. But my concern is that we can understand why the government going into borrowing now. Because of two things. You have two options. Either to borrow or to increase your tax. At this hard time, increasing tax is not the best option. People are finding it very difficult to survive. So if you ask them to pay more tax, you are just like killing them. So I think they take the other option by borrowing. But we have to be extra careful, because by the time 100% of our generated income will be used for the service of the debt, who will lend to us? Nobody.
Malam, there is the third aspect you did not ask. You say it is either they increase tax or they borrow. What about the option of having to reduce their overhead and their expenses? The size of the government seems to be extremely bonus. Couldn't they have just done something about that?
You see, not at this time. Remember that we have just recovered from recession. People, some of them are earning half salary. Now, cutting the cost means asking them to go back home. What do they do?
No,
So
anyway.
to me, if you cut the cost, mean that you send people back to home, it will be more horrible. So for me, let them borrow for now.
And well, we'll still continue to we'll continue to to review that. Let's come to our market. The all-share index of the Nigerian Stock Exchange was down rather 0.57%. Market capitalization was down, deals up 22.86%. Volume also increased 32.02%. Value was down 14.17%. Malam, this was not a bad market. As far as I'm concerned, it was a mixed performance.
Yes.
How do you see that?
Well, for me, I keep on saying that market is just preparing for another rally. Because if you technically assess the market, you will see that there is more increase in the number of volume of the shares traded, more increase in the number of deals. So what is only less is the value. And this has to do with probably maybe the institutional investors are not forthcoming. But I can assure you, we are coming to the marks that we start seeing result. Already we have some company that most of the time they release their half-year result by either 16 or 17th. Already today we are talking of 11. By tomorrow we are talking of 12. So definitely sure we are anticipating some results start coming by this coming week. And more results are likely coming by the offer week. So in preparation of this, people who understand the market should make their good focus and strategically take position now.
Which is probably what you are advising for the new week.
Of course.
That, in other words, you expect the market to perform better this week, right?
I have no doubt over me that the market will do better this week.
All right, let's look at the major gainers for last week. UPDC, though coded here, was up for 40.70%. That's why I keep talking about this market without having to carry anything. You don't need electricity, you don't need transportation, and you just got 40.70%. QTs was up 21%. John Holt, 19.67% growth. Sovereign Trust Insurance was up 15.38%. And then Consolidated Hallmark Insurance PLC, 11.11, double one. All right? So basically, what will you say were responsible, particularly for UPDC? Was it because custodian investment has taken over?
Well, what I will say is two things. One, there is already these shares exist by the majority holder who decided to share it to the investors. They have already shared it, but I do not know why up to now having released the dividend, but they have not released the shares. The shares ought to be released. But in view of the fact that these company that acquired the stakeholding of the majority of this company, they must have seen something. And don't forget that the price is trading is far below the price that it was listed. So it means grossly undervalued, and people want to capitalize on this and take advantage of the market.
Malam, is this still buyable at 121 kobo?
It is for now, but I believe that by the time they release the shares to the holder of the UAC, it will stop rising because many people want to take advantage of it. Their cost price will be zero. And now by the time they see the market, they want to take advantage of it, and that will supply the market and bring the price a bit lower.
Looking at those on the losers chart, Red Star, we can say because of their unimpressive auditor report. And then Etana, Linkage Assurance, maybe profit-taking, Prestige, profit-taking, and Airtel Africa. Basically, Red Star was the highest percentage loser for the week, 15.26%. Etana, 14.80%. Linkage Assurance, 12.94%. Prestige, 10%. Airtel Africa, 9.99%.
Well, when I look at these, the first two, particularly Red Star, I think some people were not happy with the dividend and the bonus. But you have to understand the market. The company, when you add the dividend and the bonus, they have not done bad. And don't forget that this is a company that for the first 10 years, they consistently pay more than 10% dividend yield. So this year, we know because of the COVID, they are likely going to bounce back. And I see that it has reached a bottom down. It may not likely going to go further down because people are ready to take position. Don't forget that this Red Star had their right issue, and the price they did their right issue is about 3 naira 50 kobo. Now it's trading at 3 naira. So why can't you take position? And having take position, you will earn dividend and bonus. So I believe that it will stabilize and move forward. For the Etana, I can say that it's a profit taking because this is a stock that substantially traded around 2 to 3 naira, suddenly moved to 8 naira. So now it's trading around 6 naira. Maybe people are taking their profit. Then for the Airtel, we know that it's not only the performance that moves this stock. This is a stock that if you cannot get your dollar available in the market, you can buy Airtel, decouple it, go to London, trade it, and get your sterling pound. And many of the investors use that window to have their foreign exchange easily converted. So I see that now is gradually coming to around this price. It's just a matter of time it disappear, and people will start taking advantage of it because you can couple it, go to London Stock Exchange and trade it and have your money. If you look at the sister company that is the Seblat, which also have the dual list, has started moving. Seblat was formerly trading around 500 naira, now it's 770. Why? Because you can buy it, couple it and go, even though we know Seblat pay the interim dividend, which I have not been doing before. So there is confidence in that stock, but at the same time, people can buy this kind of company, couple it, go to London Stock Exchange, trade it, and have your foreign exchange.
And those of us who do not have access to doing that, what do we do?
Well, for me, I will say that if you don't have that opportunity, watch the market and enter at the right time, because by the time the stock go to the bottom end, you will not get it.
Some dreams are big. Some dreams are small. Some dream to go from place to place. Dreams of love and ever after. Dreams and sacrifices that builds the future. Whatever the dream or step or journey, you can do more with a partner that cares about your dreams. Access, more than banking.